Have you ever walked into a room and noticed how one person without saying a word shifts the energy? They're calm, focused, grounded, and yet somehow unforgettable. They don't need to shout to be heard. They don't need to chase attention because attention naturally drifts toward them. It's not charisma. It's not luck. It's something far more ancient. Stoicism. Today, I'll show you how mastering 12 Stoic skills can make people think about you long after you've left the room. Skills rooted in ancient wisdom practiced by emperors, warriors, and philosophers now distilled for your life. These are not tricks. They're powerful inner tools to command presence, influence, and respect without ever begging for it. So lean in, because once you master these, you'll never be invisible again. 1. Master the pause in the heat of the moment. When emotions rise, when tension sparks, most people react, but the Stoic doesn't. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. The pause is that space between stimulus and response. It's where composure is born. Mastering the pause means you speak with purpose, not impulse. You choose your words, your tone, and your timing. And when people notice that you're unshaken when others spiral, they wonder, who is this person? Why are they so composed? And that's when you stick in their mind. 2. Speak less. Say more. Seneca once said, "Speech is silver, but silence is golden." In a world obsessed with noise, those who speak with weight and restraint stand out. The Stoic doesn't waste words. They don't dominate conversations to prove their worth. Instead, they listen deeply, and when they speak, every word carries meaning. People remember those who speak with clarity and calm confidence, not those who overshare or overtalk. So speak less. But when you do, let your words carry power. 3. Emotional control is magnetic. When someone loses control, they lose respect. But when you stay calm under pressure, people take notice. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You could be facing insult, rejection, or stress, and yet, when you stay composed, others instinctively look to you for leadership. Why? Because emotional control signals strength, and strength is unforgettable. 4. Radical self-discipline. A discipline is rare, and rarity is attractive. The Stoics practice self-denial not because life demanded it, but because they chose it to build inner power. Marcus Aurelius rose early, practiced restraint, and lived simply despite being emperor. Why? Because discipline sharpens the mind and trains the soul. Today, that might mean rising early, showing up for your goals, or walking away from easy temptations. When others see your consistency and control, they don't forget it because most people don't have it. 5. Stillness in the storm. Stoic mind is a quiet fortress, even in chaos. Ryan Holiday calls this the stillness that leads to greatness. Most people panic under pressure, but when you've trained your mind in stillness, radiate something different. You move slowly, think clearly, act wisely. That stillness leaves a mark. People won't know what it is at first, but they'll remember how calm you made them feel, and they'll want that energy again. 6. Inner confidence, outer validation. The modern world thrives on approval. Likes, comments, applause. It's all noise. But Stoics derive confidence internally. Their worth doesn't shift with public opinion. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. That's real power. To walk alone when needed, to move forward despite doubt, to believe in your values regardless of praise. When you don't need validation, people start giving it to you freely because your independence is rare. 7. Eye contact. The silent statement eye contact done right speaks louder than words. Not aggressive, not invasive, but direct and grounded. It signals presence. It says, I see you clearly, and I'm not hiding. Many Stoics spoke about facing life with openness and clarity. When you make consistent, calm eye contact, you're saying, I'm here, I'm not afraid, and I'm in control. That kind of presence is hard to forget. 8. Boundaries build respect. People pleasing is forgettable. Clear boundaries are magnetic. The Stoic isn't rude, but they're not afraid to say no. They don't chase approval. They don't overextend. They know that self-respect attracts external respect. Setting boundaries isn't rejection, it's a signal. It shows you value your time, energy, and self, and that makes others value you more. 9. Embrace voluntary discomfort. Seneca advised wealthy Romans to sleep on the floor and wear rough clothes just to prove they could handle discomfort. Why? Because comfort dulls courage, and those who flirt with discomfort gain an edge. Cold showers, fasting, silence retreats. Emotional detachment. Small voluntary hardships build massive resilience. That resilience shows up in your energy, your posture, and your choices. It makes you unshakable and unforgettable. 10. Know thyself. Control thyself. Self-awareness is a Stoic superpower. Know your triggers, know your values, know your weaknesses. Once you understand your inner terrain, you stop being reactive and start becoming intentional. This inner control translates into external clarity. People feel that energy, and they can't help but think about you because most people are ruled by their impulses. But you aren't. 11. Live by principle, not popularity. Stoic lives by code, not by trend, not by social consensus. Marcus Aurelius ruled the world yet remained humble, just, and principled. When you stick to your principles even when inconvenient, you become trustworthy, predictable in character, uncompromising in virtue. People remember those who stand for something. Be that person. 12. Leave people better than you found them. This is the final skill. Not loud, not flashy, but deeply Stoic. Treat every encounter as a chance to uplift. Be present. Be kind. Be intentional. The Stoics believed in virtue as the highest good. So whether it's a word of encouragement, a moment of silence, or simply listening without judgment, when people feel better after meeting you, they will think of you long after you're gone. You don't need tricks to be unforgettable. You don't need to chase attention to be remembered. You just need to master yourself. The 12 Stoic skills you've learned today. They're not just ideas, they're tools, they're habits. They're reminders of the power that already lives inside you. So walk with presence, speak with weight, live with integrity. Because when you do, they will think of you, they will feel you, they will remember you every time. Would you like this script formatted for a voiceover, video visuals, or YouTube timestamps? I can also break this into a carousel, blog post, or short form content.